A flight, 7-hour flight from Fort Lauderdale to Salt Lake City. Doing a little shopping, coming back to the airport at 8:30 to pick up Kobe, and then we drove to Roosevelt, got there around midnight.
Started in Maryland, got off of work for a while, flew in. Charlie picked me up at the airport late at night along with Abert, and we drove straight to Roosevelt. Got in around, midnight I think. Woke up a few hours later, had breakfast.
The emotions for this one was excitement that I could help bring down Dennis and Averd and you and Colby and spend time with each other.
It took 15 years for me to get this elk tag, this bull tag. So in each one of those years that I wait, I get older, my body gets a little worn out.
We are going killing things in the cliffs, and we use this to hunt them. And it's kind of an old thing, but we try to throw it. Watch, I'll stick it up in Dennis's little tree right here.
That's how they do it in the special forces. They'll put anything in their mouth. Now that's the true Dennis trophy right there.
Yeah, that is
so
true.
You've been talking about.
The only problem is she gets mad when he aims the gun at her.
Yeah. We're getting ready for the 2010 Dennis Jenkins elk hunt down in the book list, which is this is part of this is part of what it takes to go down there. We have to take the whole house with us, and we've got this truck loaded up. We're going to get Brad's trucks loaded up. We have Major Kobe Cecil Jenkins with
Weaver
us.
State, got my power shirt on.
Weaver State.
Hey, that's my alma mater.
Normally that shirt is blue, but once you put it on and you got buck fever,
Yes.
you should see his underwear.
Yeah. This is part of the elk hunt. Where we go, we're taking 9 set of horses, 9 head. See, look, he realizes it's going to be down there for long enough. He's trying to get a little romance started already. Kobe has on what we consider a necessity now. I made it a necessity. If you look at his hat, yeah, that means death to animals that we hunt.
Do this.
Yes, it does that. Part of saying goodbye.
Why he's videoing us?
You're not gonna give a kiss?
Got a line here.
This is a whole different look of the book cliffs. It's kind of entering into the book cliffs. As you can tell, it's quite desolate. And there's a crow flying down there. But we'll be headed down into a whole different country, and we'll kind of show you what that's like. This is where we're going. Right down in the middle of nowhere.
A lot of preparation. You start from the ground up with what horses you can take, what equipment, how is your trailers, trucks, tires, jacks, chains, fuel to get down here and then to get out, pack saddles, repairs on those saddles and equipments, blankets, panniers, pack saddles, horses have to be shod. And then you slide into buying food that fits everyone's wants and desires and needs, and try to figure out how to pack that into the panniers and make the panniers light enough that the horse can carry them in, and that they don't tip over on the way down. And there's a lot of worry that goes into getting ready and getting down in here. Once you're here, it's a big relief to have camp set up and enjoy the days that you're here, and then the worry starts over again. Packing everything back up and getting it out of here, because you're dealing with the elements down here. It's not a drive down the road and load it in and drive it out. You're down in here and you have to get out somehow, and a horseback is the only way you're going to do it.
Right in, no major accidents, a little bit of a bumping and thumping, but
Now we thread them through the
good
center.
times.
One word I'd say big. Big. Have you filmed any of the area? Because when you look, we just got done looking up this big pocket behind camp, and Dennis had his rangefinder, and there's a big rock up there that was 1,300 yards. And the interesting thing is when you look up there, you can see deer with your binoculars and elk, and you're thinking to yourself, God, I can get to there. But having experienced it, you may even be 300-400 yards from somebody and say, hey, get over here, let's look at this animal together. And it takes time. It's just big.
Well, I think this is the last frontier, and I have a lot of memories. It's been 20-some years coming in here, and I love the scenery and the quietness and the camaraderie with family members. Probably the biggest thing is bringing family members down here and watching them grow and develop and enjoy the mountains. And do a little hunting on the side too, but the food, the campfires, the tent stories, all of that's what's made it what I like to do.
Well, for 30 years I've lived in South Florida, down in Fort Lauderdale, and I hunted there for fish and lobster and stuff like that. And coming back and doing this has just been like a dream. I mean, this is a National Geographic effort. Last night, I mean, we had hundreds of elk, bull elk, bugling and raising heck all over the place, and it just, when you got a moment that's, you can actually say National Geographic would publish this.
Well, it's probably second to heaven, besides maybe being in the Bahamas snorkeling in crystal blue water. Yeah, this is tremendous to be riding horseback down here with nothing but nature, and laying in bed last night, not being able to sleep because we have elk bugling all over and just making that buck fever boil. It's you can't beat it.
Well, we're in the Book Cliffs and we ran into some new friends, Marty and Stephanie Thomas, and they are originally from Tabiona, Utah, and last night Marty snuck up a wash, and shot this bull with his bow.
It was fun.
So tell us.
Showed up in our camp in the dark.
Yeah. What was it, about 9:30?
It was late for you to be out. I was thinking, man, they're in for a night ride. What are we having, Dan?
We're having sliced peaches, or pears, and delicious marinated Costco ribeyes. You can cut with your finger.
And Charlie is cooking, and he's
a good chunk of lobster right on top.
Good chunk of lobster.
Charlie did a great job cooking.
Averd.
I'm eating lobster.
Hey, somebody's got it.
Hey, well, this is it first.
Thank you.
Thank you for humoring me.
It's about an hour before light. Dennis is getting on his horse right there. You can get started. Go get him a big. We got another Averd over there. Opening morning. This is what we live for right here.
Yes.
Well, we've climbed to the top of the world this morning. As you can tell, this is the backside of the canyon that we just climbed. It's beautiful. Really is on top of the world. We haven't found Dennis's elk yet, although we've seen a lot of great elk so far. Well, I just sat down right here waiting for Dennis and everybody to come around the mountain. And as I did, I just started bugling in this canyon, and this bull just comes out of nowhere, and it was just a blast. He came within, you'll see here in a second, he comes within feet of me, and it was just really exciting for me. And there was another one on its way too, and this other one, well, actually, let's just watch this. This bull comes up, and eventually he gets within a rock's throw of me. I just have this little cow call. What's cool about this is just, I wish I had it on video as well, but this same canyon, or just close to this canyon, later on, Dennis and Kobe and I and Brad, Avert had gone down and got the horses, all sat down and watched elk after elk after elk go into this canyon. We probably saw 30 bulls. In fact, it got so hard to determine what bull was where. It was kind of, we got wore out. And not only that, we heard bugles in our ears from that point on, because we just sat and listened to them scream and scream and scream at each other. You can see right here that this bull is just getting closer and closer and closer as I'm talking, and eventually gets right there. Literally, I could pick up a rock and throw it. I was just sitting down in a tree, and that's the kind of experience that you had down here in the Book Cliffs. You got these majestic animals that are just full of rage at this time, looking for love. And anyway, this bull gets right here, and I think I turned around and spooked it, but I heard another bull come. There it runs off, and heard another bull come, and I just thought, where is that bull at? And I looked, and oh my gosh, he was right below me. And there he is. I don't know if you can see him kind of through the trees there, but zoom in. Now, I am not a good video person, so as you can tell, I focus really hard on this tree right here. But anyway, there is a bull behind there. You can see his horns, and eventually he'll come out. For me, this is the kind of love that I have for hunting. Just being out there, being completely away from everything. The noises that you hear are amazing. To hear these animals communicate and to watch them interact, and to be able to get this close to, you know, a couple bull elk. You have to wait a long time to have those type of experience. And he just barked at me. I don't know if you heard that, but he just barked, and I think he barks again here in a second. I've never had that happen before either. So anyway, I just am so grateful that Dennis let me hang out and be a part of his hunt. We had a blast, and we're going to skip to the next part here in a second. We did not capture the shooting of the bull, but we did capture the next day when we got the bull, or we all saw the bull for the very first time, or at least most of us saw it for the very first time. And but it was just a fantastic hunt. As you can tell, these animals are amazing.
Holy cow! Oh, wow. Wow.
We started out that night, first night in here, with elk bugling all around us, and a lot of us, including myself, had never experienced that much activity in this close. You could actually bugle from the tent and get the elk to call you back. And when we got up on the mountain that morning and the elk were bugling, it was fun to call the elk and get them to come looking for us, doing the cow call, bringing the elk closer in so we could look at the horns and decide if it was one we wanted or not. And then they'd move to another canyon. We were spread out trying to find the elk, but in the afternoon we got into one canyon, and it was almost mind-boggling the amount of elk and noise, the bulls that were in there that were fighting and bugling, trying to split up the cow herd and take theirs and go. We sat for 2.5 hours before we really started to move on them. Just enjoying what we were actually seeing and taking some pictures and watching those elk. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience for me. Well, to have my son here and brother and nephews, get that turned off.
Okay. Do we have a smile?
Do we have a smile?
I don't know what Chet had to do to get that smile, so
Yeah.
don't be afraid.